Bobby with BC Designs, and I have what I think is a stunner of a card that I'm going to share with you guys today. Absolutely love this card. So here it is. I hope you guys like it as well as I do. I just love how this card turned out. Got a lot going on, got a lot of products that I used for it, but I will tell you everything I used. So I used the Season of Chic, and I used the coordinating dies, and then I used the Bottle of Happiness, our Bottled Happiness, and I used this image. This is what we heat emboss right there, and then I fussy cut that out because this has a coordinating punch that goes with it, but it's for the taller bottle, not the smaller one. So let me move that out of the way. I'll show you the dies here in a little bit when we get to where we need those, but I used this Petal Pink soft polyester ribbon, and the inks that we're going to use is Petal Pink. Oh, no, you know what? I changed it up. Totally started in a different direction, so we are not using any of those inks. Sorry about that. We're going to emboss. So I'm going to use my Versamark, and then I'm going to use my gold embossing powder. When I first started the card, I was stamping. I stamped the images onto the same color cardstock using the coordinating inks. And then I also did the gold emboss to see which one I was going to like better. So that's why I still have the ink there. I forgot to put it back. We're also going to use the, I believe this is called the Bow Punch. And we're going to use this beautiful gold distressed. I don't think I brought it over, so let me grab it really quick. I've decided I am going to have to start putting stuff on the floor because I ran out of room. This is called the Distressed Gold 12 by 12 specialty paper. So that is that. And that is what I used to die cut this little image out. And then we're going to use that punch on that. And this is the die. It coordinates with the Season of Chic bundle, and so this is the Chic dies is what that's called. And then the other die is just the regular leaf die that we're going to use when we start to die cut those out. Okay, let me move that over there. I'm gonna kind of slide this stuff in. So I used the stitched rectangles to cut my piece of basic white layer right there. And then I used the iconic dies and just cut that little foliage right there. I used Petal Pink and then Pool Party for that. And then we're going to use the brushed brass butterflies. I also used the Texture Chic 12 by 12 designer series paper. This coordinates with that stamp set. And then I also pulled in the Vellum Layering Designs. And that is this image right there. At first, I just put this down on my piece of thick basic white, but then I didn't really think that you could see the letters that well, the writing. So that's why I decided to put that piece of soft succulent in the background. And then I'm also going to use the Pick a Banner to banner the end of our sentiment. So for the sentiment, this is the soft succulent, and this is about a 1/2 inch by, I think, 3 1/4 that will stamp the sentiment on. And then, like I just told you, I already die cut those out. I tried to do as much as I could beforehand so it won't take so long. And then I cut a piece of the designer series paper 2 by 3 1/4, and then I just trimmed just a smidge off because when I go to layer that back there, I didn't want the top or bottom. I wanted it to fit perfectly like that, so I just cut a little bit off. My base is thick basic white, not whisper white. I was just thinking the other day, I was so proud of myself for not calling it whisper white, and here I call it whisper white. Then I cut a piece of soft succulent 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to go ahead and just layer that piece on right now. Whoops, throwing everything everywhere. So let's just make sure we have that lined up. Now for the vellum, you know, we don't want that to show through like my last video I did, but if we make sure that we kind of eyeball where we're going to have everything covered, that's going to be fine. So I'm just going to I'm just going to put about 3 strips will be good. Make sure I have my writing going in the right direction. And then we'll just layer that on there like that, okay? And then let's take this piece of the stitched rectangle, and I'm just gonna put some adhesive, and I might do that just a little bit closer to the edge. I'm gonna flip it over just to see. I'm gonna take this ribbon, and I'm just going to line that up right there at the bottom and just have it stick right there along that side. And then I want to grab my ribbon scissors, and then we're just going to trim that off like so, okay? And we'll put this back over here. Get my scissors put up. Oh, I can't get them to close. There we go. Trying to not lay that down where it's going to stick. Okay, put that over there. So I want to put my piece of designer series paper and kind of make sure that I have it where I want it. So we can we don't want to stick this down because it has that adhesive. But right now I'm just eyeballing it where I think I'm going to want it. Going to slide that up a little bit. And what I did, if it helps you, is pick a word. And so that word right there is the, and that tip is almost on that E. So that's where I'm going to kind of eyeball it when I go to put this down. And hopefully I can find that word relatively easy. And right there it is. So I'm just going to turn it. Now I want to make sure that this is staying on the card. So this edge wasn't coming off. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this piece of rectangle here. Whoops. And I'm kind of putting it there to help make sure that that ribbon stays in place. And so we'll put this piece down. Then we'll start our fun stamping and heat embossing. Just like that. Now this piece is coming down just a little bit, but it's not a big deal. Now this piece, you could use the adhesive before you run it through your die cutting machine, but you don't need to, because if you just put the adhesive right in the center, just like this. I don't know why that is sticking. I think I need to clean my little roller, and then just kind of put that there. It's going to hold it, and everything that we're going to layer on top is going to help that stay down. Okay, now I'm going to grab all of our paper that we're going to be, let me move the card out of the way. I don't want to get it a mess. So we're going to do Petal Pink, and then we're going to do Pull Party and Soft Succulent. I'm trying not to throw that paper away and talk to you guys at the same time. So I'm going to grab my Versamark. I'm going to grab my gold embossing powder. Move all of this in so you guys can see. So for the Petal Pink one, I want the image that is not so full. So I'm just going to put that right there on there. And then run some gold embossing powder over top of that. Make sure I have that nicely coated. And didn't I forget to use my embossing buddy again? Okay, and then for the leaf image that is like a full coverage, we're going to do the other two, the Pull Party and Soft Succulent. I'm going to turn that way. And I should be using my pad underneath there, and I'm not. Just breaking all the rules today, you guys. I tell you what it is. It's late. It took me a minute to get this card the way I wanted it, and I'm ready to go to bed, you guys. That's what it is. Okay, so we have all of our leaves. I'm going to gently move them before I turn on the heat tool and grab the strip that we're going to do our sentiment on. And I am Gonna remember to do that. And then grab the sentiment. And just put that on there like so. Whoops. Hopefully that was good. We shall see. Okay. Let's put some powder over this. And let me grab, oh, you know what I didn't do? Hold on a minute, guys. Let's not turn that on yet. I need to stamp the little, and I'm going to put more on that because I thought that was an old piece of paper and something slid on it. We need to do the little pot. Okay, and I'm just going to do it right there. And then try not to touch that. Just want to make sure I have it nicely covered. Okay, and then we'll fussy cut that out in just a minute. So let's go ahead and turn the heat tool on. It should be still pretty warm from where I just got done doing this card. And it's cooled down, but... And this isn't very hard at all to fussy cut out. We really have some straight lines to follow, so it's not hard at all. You'll see what I mean when I get to do it. I'm very grateful, you guys, that it's not been too hot here today. And it's been hot enough, but our central air decided it was going to stop working. I'm just grateful it didn't stop when it was super hot a couple weeks ago, and it was very, very hot outside, and the heat index was like 105. It was miserable. Today it was in, I think, the mid-80s. But it was way warmer in our house, let me tell you that much. We had all of our windows open. And the sentiment. Okay, once you get that heat tool going, it doesn't take long. Okay, now I'm going to cut this in half because we'll have to die cut these out. I'm going to trim this one down a little bit, and we will fussy cut this little guy out. And I just really followed around the edge. I didn't want to leave much of a border. I tried not to cut off the embossing, but I really didn't want to leave a pink layer either at the back. So I was really careful about that. And we'll just come right in. Yes, you guys, I am doing this video. I'm not even going to upload it tonight. I'm going to say I'm going to start the upload. But I'm going to go to bed just as soon as I get done with this video. I am sleepy. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Bring in the mini. We'll die cut out these images, and then all we have to do is put the card together. I hope you guys like this card because I love it. I love how it turned out. This is my kind of card. This is right up my alley. I was thinking I should do a Facebook Live and make this card, but I had to get one done for you guys for my YouTube channel since I'm trying really hard to put out those 2 videos a week. So I was like, well, I will just put it on my YouTube channel. Not too sure. I haven't started doing Facebook Lives again, but I would really like to start those back up. But I want to make sure before I do that I am kind of ahead of the ball game. Right now I'm right on track, but not ahead. So I'm just trying to hold off a little bit. Okay, and then the last one is the petal pink one. I really think when you heat emboss that soft succulent and pull party, they really look similar. And on this design, it's very forgiving, the die cutting. If you don't get it too great, it's very forgiving. I'm always scared I'm going to lose my dies when I do this because I'm just tossing things here and there. Okay, I'm going to bring in that Pick-a-Punch, or banner, and I like to flip it over, make sure I have it pretty straight before I do it. And now, what I did when I first started putting everything together was put a little bit of adhesive on the back here. But then once you start layering, you really have to, oh, you know what, we forgot? I have to grab this. And what did I do with that punch? Here it is. Punch these out using that leftover paper. Okay. Now, what I was going to say is, let's put this one here. And then you really need to flip this over and put more adhesive because you've basically just covered up on this side where we're going to want to put this pull party fern right there. And then we're going to put this guy, kind of slide him right in the front there like that. And then, let's see, I think we have enough. Put that piece there. And then we'll put the pull party one here. And the petal pink one kind of down here. And then we'll squeeze this little guy in right about there. And then I flipped it over. Get your hand unstuck. And put some Stampin' Dimensionals wherever I could. Just be careful you're not putting any where they will visibly be seen. Looks like that was a piece of paper that I used before. And then I also put just a little bit on these bottom fern layers just to help hold it. You don't have to put a whole lot, just enough to help it grip. And I kind of, anticipated that they were not going to all adhere anyway, so. Okay, so now once we have that done, we will flip this over and kind of decide where we want it. I feel like I put that down a little bit crooked, and I can see I did because it's not too lined up. Let's see, I hope I don't rip this. Okay. That's not too bad. I'm just going to leave it because I don't want to rip it. But let's peel these off. I can tell up here there's more than there's there. I like to point out my mistakes to you guys. Have you noticed that? I just don't let it slide and hope, oh, they're not going to notice it. I tell on myself all the time. Okay, so I'm just going to do kind of like that. And I'm just making sure that I have it straight, like my little pot there is straight. And then we'll put this guy on here. About 3 dimensionals. You could put 4 if you want to, but I think 3 is enough. And then you can decide if you want to put it all the way at the bottom, kind of like this, or if you kind of want to do like I did in this one. I showed just a little bit. So let's see. Let's see. What do I, I'm just kind of looking at it. I think I'm going to do it about right there. Like that. Okay. There you guys go. That is my card for you today. I hope you guys like this card as much as I do. if you do, please make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let's put some butterflies on because I actually did that right at the end, right before I hit go. That's why I almost forgot. And also, you guys, if you hit the bell notification, you will get notified every time I upload a new video. And I've been trying to do them on my normal schedule, which is Mondays and Thursdays, but sometimes that doesn't always work out. So if you hit the little notification bell, you will get notified every time I upload a video, just in case it's not on my regular days. But please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. And I really, really hope you guys like this card as much as I do, because I love it. There you guys go. Bye-bye. God bless.